So first of all, I want to say thank you for being a part of my video. I appreciate you. I know you're busy working. I hate to intrude. I appreciate you. So my first question is, what's the first thing you think of when you hear the word cancer?
Death sentence, but that used to be before, but not anymore, because now we have research, we've got early diagnosis, and a lot of people talk about the different types of cancers, whereas before, you never used to talk about it, but now they do. So yeah.
Do you have personal experience, whether it be yourself or family or friends, of someone being diagnosed with cancer?
My dad.
Did he pass?
He passed away,
What type
3 years
of cancer?
ago. Colon. So it was hard. And I think what a lot of people don't realise is that it's not just the patient that gets affected with cancer, the entire family does. So you've got, when they're going through treatment, whether or not you're allowed to be with them. I suppose with me it was a bit different because that happened during COVID time. So that sort of one-to-one connection that you had with them, whether or not to support them, to go with them to, the appointments and the treatment centres and what have you, that was quite difficult for us. But then you have to sort of put one foot in front of the other and keep going. But I suppose with that as well, for us, the external side of it is having people that you can talk to, like all the nurses, and you've got the physiotherapists and, additional side of the medical team to speak to. So that was quite good as well.
Did you know statistically 1 in 2 people will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime?
Not that many, surely.
Yeah. Based on Cancer Research UK's research, statistically, 1 in 2 people in our lifetime will be diagnosed with cancer. What are your thoughts?
Not surprising.
It's crazy, right? Think about that
Not surprising at all. But I suppose early diagnosis is the best key, really. Because I suppose even if they are diagnosed with it, if they get diagnosed early, then you get treated and possibly get into remission and sort it out.
What do you think the stigma of cancer is?
Again, I think because people hear the word cancer, they think it's a death sentence. That is not treatable. And if you do have it, you've only got months to live, or there's a timestamp on your lifeline. And I don't think that should be the thinking, put it that way, of what people go through. And I think if people who's actually gone through it come out and say, look, I've come out the other way and I've overcome it, or I'm in remission, or I've been diagnosed or was diagnosed with cancer X amount of times, or this was when I got diagnosed with it and I got better, or I got treated, or I'm still going through treatment and this is what I'm experiencing now, I think a lot of the stigma will fall away. But because people are not talking about it, and I suppose with cancer sometimes it can be very personal, but I don't think with it, even if it is personal to an individual, I don't think it should be kept that way. Because without you actually being vocal about it, speaking about it, expressing what you're going through, being it mental, physical, emotional, financial, then you don't know who will be able to help you. And if you don't talk about it, you don't know the help that's out there. So I think talking is key.
I agree. And my last question, not going to keep you too long. I know you're pretty busy. Do you think by looking at someone, you can tell if they've been diagnosed with cancer or not?
Definitely not. Because for all you know, I might be diagnosed with it.
I know.
And I think, speaking from personal experience, Dad kept on working. He kept on going until he couldn't anymore. And not many people knew that that's what he had. So, no, not by looking. Definitely not.
So, as you know, because this is my nurse, my name is Will Wise, and I'm a stage 4 cancer patient on a mission to change the stigma associated with cancer.
There you go.
Because as we spoke about, most people hear the word cancer and think about it as a taboo word or something that be spoken about in secrecy. And people who are stage 4 like myself, it's no longer about fighting cancer or battling cancer or even surviving cancer. It's about finding a way to live with it and to live well with it.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I think with all of that as well, getting diagnosed with cancer, it doesn't mean that that's it for you. Your life isn't worth living anymore. Because even like, for example, the stigma with AIDS, back then, look at it now, there's lots of people living with AIDS and who never think that that was the case or that would have been the case. So I'd say, every day's worth living, regardless if you have cancer or not. Because even if you're here now, you can walk out the door today and get hit by a train or a bus and kaput, your life's gone. Mm-hmm. So live it to the fullest.
Yeah. So I started my own cancer charity called CancerBae. So nice. Vibrant, fresh. You can get you one of these shirts if you want.
Keep going.
Yeah. So if you want to, join the movement, support the movement, you can find us on the socials. #CancerBae. Appreciate you, Queen. Won't keep you too long. Ganging them. Ganging them.
Keep going.
Appreciate you.
#CancerBae.